Before the world had shape, before light and land appeared, something was already moving, the Spirit of God. He was not silent or empty. He hovered over the dark waters like the very breath of life waiting to speak. He was there before creation, before prophets, before kings, before disciples. Many people today talk about him like he's smoke or wind or a distant force, but the truth is simple. The Holy Spirit is God himself, fully alive, fully present, and closer than your own breath. But most people have never truly met him. From the moment God formed Adam from dust, something was still missing, until God breathed into him. That breath was not air, it was the Spirit. The same Spirit guided Moses, spoke through the prophets, filled John the Baptist, landed on Jesus like a dove, led him into the wilderness, empowered his ministry, and raised him from the dead. And that same Spirit now lives in every believer. Yet many Christians still live as if he is a stranger. He is not a thing. He is not a feeling. He is a person. He speaks, teaches, comforts, warns, leads, and loves. Jesus even said something shocking. "It is better for you that I go so the Helper can come." Imagine that Jesus himself saying it is better to have the Spirit inside you than Jesus standing beside you. If that is true, then something supernatural is available to every believer. But very few ever tap into it. The Spirit's work in your life is far bigger than people realize. He convicts your heart not to shame you, but to bring you back. He gives you new birth, turning a dead spirit into a living one. He moves into your body and makes it God's temple. He seals you so the enemy knows you belong to God. He guides your decisions. He teaches you truth. He gives you power when your strength runs out. He produces fruit like peace, joy, patience. He gives spiritual gifts like healing, prophecy, tongues. And when you can't pray, he prays for you himself. But the question is, are you letting him work, or are you blocking him without knowing? Many wonder, when do I receive the Holy Spirit? The Bible makes it clear. The moment you truly believe in Jesus, you are sealed. You receive him once, fully. But being filled with the Spirit is different. It is something that can happen again and again. Receiving is automatic. Being filled is a choice. The more you surrender, the more he fills. The more you resist, the quieter he becomes. And most believers don't even realize they're living on yesterday's leftover fire. People argue about gifts, prophecy, healing, miracles, tongues. Did they stop? Are they still for today? The Bible never says they ended. In fact, it shows they continue until Jesus returns. God is still moving, still healing, still revealing, still empowering. The problem is never God's power, it's our expectation. Jesus himself could do few miracles in his hometown because of unbelief. So imagine what unbelief might be blocking in your own life right now. Speaking in tongues confuses many people, but the Bible shows it clearly. Sometimes it's a real language used as a sign to unbelievers. Sometimes it's a private prayer language where your spirit talks directly to God. Sometimes it's a public word that must be interpreted. Not everyone speaks in tongues, and that doesn't make anyone less spiritual. It's a gift, not a test, a tool, not a trophy. But for those who receive it, it becomes a doorway to deeper prayer. And most Christians don't even know they can ask for it. People fear the unforgivable sin, blasphemy against the Holy Spirit. But it's not one mistake or a single angry moment. It's a long, stubborn, deliberate refusal of the Spirit's voice, even when you know the truth. It's calling God's work evil again and again until your heart becomes stone. If you're worried you committed it, then you haven't. A hardened heart doesn't feel fear or conviction. But every time you ignore his voice, you take one step closer to danger without noticing. At the end of the day, the real question isn't, who is the Holy Spirit? The real question is, do you want him? He isn't far. He isn't waiting for perfection. He's waiting for surrender. Maybe you felt dry. confused. Maybe you want more, but don't know how. The Holy Spirit is still the same breath that gave life to Adam, the same fire that fell at Pentecost, the same wind that filled the upper room. He is ready to fill you again, but only if you're willing to open the door.